Hello, Isaiah Peter. Having a blessed day? Yep, you could say that. I am having a blessed day. Hello from Canada. Hello to Ohio, Columbus. Awesome. Puerto Rico, Kansas. Good evening, Kansas. We're going to let people still tune in. We need at least 3,000 people on average on Facebook and about 700 on Instagram before everybody's basically here. Ireland. Man, I love your food. I love your people. I love your country. It's beautiful. Italy. Who can complain about Italian food too? Philippines. Hello. Brooklyn, New York. Nigeria. Say my name. Okay. Charant 8. Hi. Kyrgyzstan. Very good. Oh, I know. Who said that? Ashlee Hawkins. You know what? You're absolutely right. I moved. This is what she just said. She said, your accent is so messed up. And Ashlee, you are absolutely correct. It's weird looking back at the different videos that I've done over the years. My accent was very strong. And after living here in California for, my brain's not working with years and stuff. Where are we? 2020. Yeah. 15 years. Goodness gracious me. Your accent gets watered down. Here's the funny thing about accents, real quick. So my wife, when I met her, it was love at first sight. She looked at me, I looked at her, and couldn't feel my legs. And she's half Mexican, half Japanese, so we call that Japsican. And so now with our kids, we have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. Man, their accent's a little bit of a melting pot too. Because I've got my Australian accent, and then she's got her accent. And then my kids hear our accents, then they go to school. So messed up. In fact, there was a whole month when my boys would not allow me to say tomato. They're like, no, Daddy, tomato. Very funny. And one thing other than that you probably don't know, if you haven't read our book, me and Kanea, Love Without Limits, if you're looking for love, check it out, Love Without Limits. And in that, it's really funny because we talk about how for 6 months we couldn't actually even understand each other because of our accents. I didn't understand her and she didn't understand me. So anyway, looks like everyone's here. Hello, 4,000 on Facebook, 500 Instagram. Love you. Today, we are going to be talking about addictions. Yesterday, what happened if you were not here? At the very end, I asked people, what would you like me to talk about? And someone said addictions. And I said, well, if 3 people say the same thing, then we're in. So we're going to do that. Hi, Audrey Harris. Thank you for the comment on my book. That's wonderful. So here we go. Are we ready? I'm going to actually first read the definition of addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. Quite broad. But similar words that kind of go along with that is dependency, dependence, craving, habit, weakness, compulsion, fixation, and look at this one, ready? Enslavement. It's really interesting how I just released a podcast of me talking about breaking through that prison of fear. And today we're going to be talking about addictions. If that does not interest you, I'm sorry, but people have asked me to talk about it. So make sure that if you are tuning out, catch me tomorrow at 5 and we'll be talking about something else. But today we're going to be talking about addiction. Let me tell you an incredible story. First of all, I have 2 friends I want to talk about. There was a friend of mine that was addicted to a substance, and they, through their faith and belief, believed in the power of God, and they broke free from that addiction. But more times than not, it's more than not many people encounter the supernatural. And so what are the practical 4 things that we all can do? First of all, I want you to admit that it's an addiction. I'm actually really careful in my life with how I live from day to day. And even if I go close to thinking of having to think if I'm addicted to something. Look, I have to first admit, I need my coffee in the morning. I cannot function without caffeine. People can say, well, yes, you can. I'm going to tell you, I won't choose to, even if it's possible, because first of all, I really like coffee. It's not bad for me. In moderation, many things are good. There are many people that are around me that have alcohol in moderation and don't have a problem. And in you trying to figure out where you fit in, if you're asking yourself to a point, wait, am I getting addicted to something? Well, is it okay? Is it healthy? Or is it unhealthy? Many of us go through pornographic addictions, alcoholism, substance abuse. I've never touched cigarettes nor drugs, never will. There were times in my life where I'm like, wait a second, am I actually dependent on this? And I stopped drinking that type of drink just to see, am I going to really crave it? Am I really enslaved to it? And no, I could go 30, 60 days without it. And sometimes maybe that's a good thing for you to do. Can you go without it for 30, 60 days? Now, obviously, assuming addictions is the topic that you want me to talk about, you know you're addicted to it. You know you're enslaved to it. And you know you're dependent on it. Well, I want you to know that you can break through any addiction. The first level of practicality is proactivity. To actually define what your addiction is and see, are there any things that go through your mind or that you feed your mind or your ears or your taste buds, all of your senses. Do you even put yourself in the realm of possibly being addicted to it or touching it again today or clicking that button on your mouse, on your computer? We know that the addiction of pornography is absolutely unhealthy. Alcoholism, drug addiction, so many teenagers even jumping on vaping without really knowing actually the effects. That there are some real stories out there that, it seems okay, but when we have new things going out there, be careful with what you're playing with. It could be fire. And so the first thing is admitting that you're addicted and being proactive in, maybe it's a rhythm that you go in. Maybe it's in your mind a room that you go into to escape the outside world, that at a certain time of the day you go back to that room and you feed that merry-go-round of self. Maybe it's because of a lack of hope, a lack of strength, or maybe you're depressed, and maybe you get a buzz, maybe you get your fix, whatever you want to call it. But for as long as you stay in that room and go back to that, if it's unhealthy, you'll stay unhealthy. Do your best to not go into that room in your head. Do something different. Go for a run. You can run. You've got legs. That's a good way to get energy out of you and the testosterone out of you. And social distancing, no one's forcing anybody not to run, right? Not that I know of. And so some of it's chemistry, some of it's also, though, just in our mind. And I want you to know that I've had my experiences of addiction over the years, and I've been understanding that addictions don't just snap off. If I am knowing and admitting that I've got an addiction, And I do my best to proactively not go that way and then feed my negative thinking or habits with new thinking and it still doesn't work, the second thing that I do is then tell someone. Tell someone. Have an accountability partner to tell you, hey, I'm really struggling with this. I know I'm in an unhealthy position, but could you, text me and just see how I'm doing? What do you suggest? It's hard for me to give you advice without knowing who you are, what you're going through, what addiction you're going through. So I can only be vague because we have many people here that come from all walks of life, all different addictions. And so second would be tell someone and see if they can be someone who'd commit to the next, whatever you want to call it, 30 days, walk yourself out. Have them encourage you. Maybe they can just see how you're doing, encourage you and tell you, hey, you can get through this. Sometimes we just need a cheerleader. The third thing we can go to is counseling, professional counseling, going through a rehab. Many people are like, oh, I'm not going to rehab because then everyone's going to know that I have a problem. Here's the problem with being in the sticky, yucky mess and unhealthy mess of being addicted, is that it's only going to get worse. And while you know what you know and you have that conviction in you, the sooner the better. And I just want you to know that it feels as though we're buried and we don't have strength to keep on going. Seek for help. Ask for help. Talk about me, about wondering who am I going to talk to in my depression and my isolation, having no arms, no legs. No one really is going to understand me. Well, we all feel that way. And it's not like people understood exactly what I was going through. But seriously, it was just good to talk to someone. But when you have a professional counselor, it also really helps. I've had counselors in my life, and without counselors, I wouldn't be here. Without asking for help, I wouldn't be here. Number 4 would be maybe trying to do something new that really distracts you, that takes your energy and time. That I don't know what that looks for you, but I've done that, and it's really, really helped me. Maybe, I'm not talking about video games, but something that doesn't get you on technology. I do I'm not going to even tell you what I do, but it's understanding that to stop something new, not just your thoughts, but actually activities as well. And lastly, take one day at a time. You will break through this. I just want to transparently share with you that I actually made just a lifestyle decision to not drink alcohol in between the birthdays, anniversary, and that's it for my family and my immediate family. Something very special to me. We grew up in a culture where we would actually have a glass of wine every day. There was nothing wrong with that. But I felt like to make a healthy decision for me, moving forward, I want to be sharp. I don't want to miss a moment. I don't want to just go through this life and look back and say, man, I wish I made some better choices that helped me to really embrace my life more and enjoy life more. And for me, when I was having a glass of wine, it kind of made me feel sleepy. And one of the wake-up calls for me was, my children were jumping on a trampoline, and they said, hey, can you come and jump on the trampoline? And, after a half a glass of wine, you feel relaxed. You don't want to jump on a trampoline. And he's like, oh, you're tired, huh, Daddy? I said, yeah. He said, jet lag, right? And I said, no, right? I'm thinking, wait a second, it's been a while since I've actually gone on a plane. And so it really cut me deep to know that every day is a gift. And let it be according to your own conviction, what you do in your life as far as that, in moderation. I'm not going to judge you. But when you are dependent, when you are enslaved with a habit, and you have a weakness and you have a compulsion, you can do those things to try and get out. Don't let that define who you are, nor your value. I think coming out of a hole of a depression or sadness or defeat, I think we feel sometimes when we have an addiction that we're defeated and that we're a failure. My friends, you're not defeated. You're not a failure. You're going to get through this. So I hope that those practical steps have helped you to kind of have a fresh perspective of addictions and just trying to do what I can to help you. Melissa asked me, can you save the live? I'm going to say, can you save a life? Can I tell you a beautiful story of a second friend here? I don't know, has anyone been notified about my YouTube channel? Because we just uploaded actually my music video. We took it down off an account and put it on the new one. I'm starting from scratch. And it's called Something More. One of my friends, Tyrone Well, we met years ago. He has some incredible songs, including I Will Overcome. I love that song. But back in 2010, I released a music video that got, I think, 7.1 million views on YouTube. We just took it down to now put it on our new platform, and it's starting again at 33 views just today. It's a really nice music video that helps us understand that there is something more. I see it in the stars. I feel it on the shore. I know that there's something more. And that's the inspiration I feel like maybe some of us need. If you're still watching, it's because you're hearing what I'm saying and you're enjoying and getting encouraged. If you are still tuning in here, half the people left. But if I'm only speaking to half the people that should be here, it doesn't matter. I'm speaking to you. And if this has encouraged you, if you look at the Facebook page or the Instagram page, you'll find my YouTube channel. Just scroll down, go to linktr.ee. On Instagram, on Facebook, I just posted about the Something More video with the link. Check it out because it will inspire you. Can you save a life? This is why I bring it up. When I was in Dubai earlier, I think it was, was it January that I was in Dubai? I think it was. And I was able to meet a woman who said, I need to meet Nick to my team. And she said, I had a very difficult life. Check this out, ready? She was a very successful Vietnamese immigrant into California. She lost her 2 companies. She got divorced. And she lost her kids, and she became addicted to drugs, several of them. She found herself homeless in LA, and she was high on drugs. She had a laptop still, and she was close enough to a coffee shop, check this out, that had Wi-Fi going. While she was high, she YouTubed a word. She thinks it just was a provident happening where the YouTube took her to my Something More music video. And she said in the music video it was raining, and in LA it was raining. So she's undercover and she's high as a kite. And all she could hear was that chorus. And it brought her to the computer. And in that moment, she became sober. And she said it was amazing. She said she went out into the rain after listening to that music video again and again and again. And she said it was if that rain was washing her of her addiction. She took the first opportunity to get some money to then jump on a flight to Dubai and start over again with $50 in her pocket. She's now a multi-millionaire in Dubai, and I just happened to be coming to Dubai. She happened to find out that I was coming for that huge event that we had in front of 12,000 small business owners and entrepreneurs. And I had a wonderful time with her backstage. And she told me on camera her whole story. And I just want you to know that I have no idea what my words, what my actions can do for people. Forget about the fact that I'm a social media influencer, or that I've done a music video or whatever, or that I'm a speaker or an author or an actor in the Butterfly Circus. Who cares? You know, I worry most about not what people think of you, but who those who really know you think of you. Your family, your friends, who are you to them? Can you save a life? Absolutely. Your words, when you spread words of kindness, kindness comes. When you spread words of love, generosity, forgiveness with your actions, that's what breeds. If you do the opposite, negative, it'll breed the negative. So, do I believe that we all have an opportunity to save a life? Absolutely, but here's the truth. You may not know really the effects of your love in someone's life or friends. Think of it this way. Has someone ever encouraged you, let's say 10 years ago, and you never got to thank them, and you know that there's a possibility you may not see them again, but they really made a difference? That is maybe how some people can be thinking of you if today you reach out and you help anyone that you can in need. We all are a miracle. When you don't get a miracle, you can be a miracle. And I love you very, very so much. And I'm praying for all of you. I know what's happening in different countries. If you are suicidal, call your local suicide hotline. But please know that don't ever give up. That's what the music video is all about. So I love you so much. Check it out. Something More on YouTube. You'll very much enjoy it, I'm sure. But I love you very, very much. Keep on going. Take one day at a time. Did you guys think that this helped you? Give me a yes. Capital Y-E-S. Did this help you? You are a true blessing. Thank you. Let's spread the miracle. I agree. Wise words. Bless you. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that this is helping you. If I can just help one person, it doesn't matter what I'm doing for today. I just want to help you. So well said from Lewis Howard Evans. Good word, Barb. You have a purpose. Do not give up. That's it. Yes. From Joshua. Wonderful. We got lots of yeses. Good. So will you please check out if you need more encouragement, or even reach out to someone who needs an encouraging message. Check out that music video. It is me singing. Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. My palms were sweaty. My knees were shaking. But it really blessed a lot of people. And we got a lot of comments saying, I felt like giving up, but after watching that music video, now I know there's something more in my life. So I hope that touches your heart. Will you go check it out? Go check it out. Love you guys so much. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll do my best to tune in at 5 p.m. Californian time tomorrow. Love you all so much. And remember that if you do want more faith-based things, you want me to talk about God, go to the other account, my non-profit organization. It's our ministry, Life Without Limbs. The handle on Facebook and Instagram is LWL Hope. All right, take care. Can we ask now a question about tomorrow? What would you like me to cover tomorrow? So I'm kind of, how do you say, prepared? Someone just asked, how do you keep your mind right? I would have to say a healthy mindset. What question is there that you would like me to tackle tomorrow with you? Oh, good. I'm glad, Sonia. I'm not seeing any questions. Addiction conquered. I love that. You made my day. You made my day. We're good? We're not having any questions, so oh, self-esteem. Cool. Yeah, do you want to do self-esteem? I want 2 others to say self-esteem. The video is called, again, just to answer your question, Something More. If you actually go on my page again on Facebook and Instagram, you'll find my YouTube channel. We just uploaded it. It had 7 million views. It's now back to 33. We're starting from scratch a lot on everything. But okay, here we go. Paralyzed with fear. I'm not going to share that with you tomorrow morning because I just did a whole podcast on it. Go back a couple posts and find my podcast. We just talked about breaking through the prison of fear. We got a second self-esteem, third self-esteem. It is what it is. We have locked in that tomorrow is going to be about self-esteem. I love you. Take care. Have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.